Hey guys, this is Sam with Canine P4 here to demonstrate and show you some of the more particulars of the canine breeder microscope. So this microscope has both a monocular eyepiece with a 10 or 16x magnification that's easily interchangeable just by dropping it in like that. It comes with the kit, and your LCD screen. So we're going to demonstrate kind of how to view a sperm sample here. That these samples are dead, killed off for easier analysis. You find that when they're not moving, it's easier to get a good picture of them, focus in, and just begin practicing. There's also a pre-stained prepared slide that comes with your kit. See this item here. So use this when you're initially practicing if you don't have a lot of experience with the microscope, or just to get focused in and get some hours in on the microscope. So to start out, we're just kind of going to do a general feature overview of the microscope. This is this swivelable head. You have the monocular eyepiece here, interchangeable heads with this one's the 10x magnification. The other one included is a 16x. You have your LCD screen, which must be mounted. See your instruction manual for specific steps on how to mount that. You have your objective carousel. There are 3 objectives that come standard with this microscope: 4x, 10x, and your higher powered 40x blue ring objective. You can move the slide front to back and left to right using these 2 levers here. And you adjust the mechanical stage up and down by using the fine and coarse knobs on either side here. So you can see the stage will move up or move down. This allows you to focus at the right distance on your slide and get a great image. The stage is also heated, so we can turn this on and adjust the heating at the preset temperature in degrees Celsius up to our desired temp. Now, about 34 to 38 degrees Celsius should be great for analyzing sperm. If you have live samples, it's great for helping keep the samples at the optimal temperature, keep them moving, see what their true motility is really registering at. Next, of course, you have the base. You have the LED light adjustment. You can see the LED dimming and increasing as we turn this. You can use this to adjust contrast at times, or if you're not getting a clear image, you might want to check on this. And then you also have, if you look up top here, a lever that controls the amount of light coming through the aperture. So we have our light output dial here, and we have a lever down here, which basically is just a light filter that controls how much comes through. You can see it update on the screen. All right, so now that we've covered that, we're going to start by preparing an actual sample. So some of the steps that you always want to do when prepping a sample is start from your lowest magnification. This is going to help you get it into focus first, and then from there it's very easy to switch over, tilt it to the next magnification. You're going to be mostly in line at that point. You might have to do some very mild fine-tune adjustments, and we're going to rotate the slide down to the lowest position. Of course, we're going to prepare the slide, then we're going to put it on and get a good look. So I do have a dead sperm sample here. Again, we're using dead to best demonstrate how they look when they're swimming and moving quickly. It can be a little bit overwhelming, and there's a lot to look at. We also have our custom 3D printed tray holder, only available from Canine P4. This is designed to safely house your glass slide and your glass cover slip. So be sure when preparing this to use a new slide. These do come with your kit and a new slip. Also be sure that your slips are clean and transparent, as that can affect the image quality. So next, I'm going to take a very small amount of sperm sample, and there's enough room on the slide to put 2. I'm going to put a droplet that was almost too much right there, and then next we need to apply the cover slip. The reason why you don't want to put too much sample on your slide is because that when you put the cover slip over, the resulting layer can be too thick. This can make it too difficult to focus in on the right pane or the right distance, and also too many sperm cells to really get a good analysis. So when we do this, we want this layer to be very thin. So one of the ways to do this is to approach it from an angle, drop it down, and spread it out. You can see how the sample immediately spread around here. We're going to leave that slide affixed. We don't want sample on top of the slip. Another method you can do is like a wipe method. I started this sample off a little bit at the wrong spot. Effectively, it's the same thing. We come to the edge, we slide it down a little bit, and then we drop it. So we spread it across the edge, and then we spread it across the breadth. All right, now that we have that prepared, we can take our sample, open the caliper lever. This holds the slide in place. Slide it onto the microscope stage, and then you'll notice we are not in the right position, so we need to use our levers to move the slide into the ideal position. You can see how the light is focusing through about the center of that slip cover there. We want to make sure we're not just looking at glass, and then we can begin to dial it in and focus the device. So I'm at the 4x low magnification. If you recall, we started from the bottom. So we're going to slowly move it up until we get an image. Using the coarse knob, this is the one that moves the stage up quickly. Once we're close, we'll adjust over to the fine or small knob to make small movements to get it into the best focus. There we go. Did you see it flash across right there? So now I'm going to use the fine knob and back it off a little bit. Sometimes what you're looking at is glass, so we're going to go further again just to make sure we're not seeing glass and we're actually seeing sperm cells. And this is a pretty low magnification. This is only 100x, but now that we have something, we can see it. I'm going to adjust up to the 10x just by tilting the wheel either direction like that. You can see that we lost our image. Use the fine knob and do a slight adjustment. So that's glass we're looking at. There is the samples. We're looking at a lot of debris in here from this older dead sample. So there, I rotated to our 40x. We're able to identify 2 sperm cells there. Now this is the maximum magnification. You can see that they're floating away. So what this tells me is that there's actually too much sample on this slip, and it's basically creating like a river for them to continue to move in. Now they're dead. You can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 samples in here that are moving. And this usually tells you have too much sample on your slide. So next time back it off or repeat with less. And then these are also unstained. So we're going to adjust the light output, see if we can get any better contrast to visualize them better. You can tell with lower light, it's not necessarily the best. I think I like it at about 75%. There's no perfect way to do this. Just kind of mess around until you find the ideal clarity and contrast on your screen. So there, we have a really great image right here in the middle of the sperm cell, and this is the maximum that this microscope is capable of doing. You can observe through the eyepiece as well. However, you're only going to get 10 times 40, which is 400 total magnification. The screen delivers 25 times 40, which is 1,000. So anytime you're looking at total magnification, it's just your objective lens or the number printed here, 10, 5, and 40, times the number on your eyepiece, or with your screen. These screens are 25x. 25x times 10 is 250x. 25x times 40, which is the lens that we have in focus here, is 1,000x. Once you can see them, that's about as good as they get. Unstained sample. You can move around and take a look. Now this is very zoomed in, and would recommend kind of getting an overview on here for more recommendations of what magnification is best to look at that. Take a further look at our resources. This is pretty good for just doing a close-up morphology. So when they're moving, it's going to be pretty quick across the screen. So being at the 1000x might be too much when observing that many sperm cells, particularly while live. So then back it off to 10. Just a reminder, it does move a little bit when you rotate the lens, but you're going to be pretty close. So easily move the fine-tune knob until you're back into focus. And there we can see them again. There's a lot of debris in this sample. We easily see a sperm cell there, sperm cell there. It's much easier to distinguish when they're moving. So once you're done, it's important to turn off your screen, turn off your heated stage, and turn off the device just to maintain its quality. We don't want that LED burning out too short. We also don't want to harm any of the elements. So once you're done, just turn off the screen via the power button here. Turn off the heat stage by holding down that button. And we can turn off the main power switch. Now just recall that the screen does have a separate USB power, so we'll want to hit that as well. We want to prevent any burn-in of images on the screen. So do a total shutdown when you're done, and you'll be good to go. We are going to power it back up quickly to show you the difference of a prepared stained slide. One of these comes in your kit. These are great for practice. Really helps better identify it when there's a stain on there. So we're going to make sure we rotate the slide into the correct position. You can see the screen turns a little bit purple. All right, so that's the cells. They're pretty low, 250 magnification. You adjust out, you see this image. Here we're looking at chips in the actual glass. So if you see that, you're pretty close. Just go a little bit further. Now you're going to see further into the sample, which will bring you into the actual sperm instead of the glass. I'm going to rotate into the higher magnification. There's the glass there again. And there are the cells. Notice just the tiniest turn on this does make a difference. We can also change the amount of light to improve the contrast. So that's it. Thanks for joining our demonstration. We hope to see you next time.